Hi, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an inventory of what is in my pantry, my freezers, and my longer term food storage area. I'm getting ready to do a no shopping or low shopping challenge for January and possibly February as well, following the Three Rivers Challenge here on YouTube. So I just wanted to do an inventory to kind of show you what we have going on, and then throughout the month I'm going to be sharing with you kind of some of the meals that I'm making from my fridge, freezer, and pantry, as well as some quick meal ideas. And then at the end of the challenge we'll kind of do another inventory and see how much we were able to eat through without replenishing and going to the grocery store as little as possible. So let's start with my pantry. So sorry I don't have the best light in here, but this is my pantry that I have just here in my kitchen. It is smaller than the pantry that I had in my last house, but I definitely have been able to fit like my daily and weekly essentials in here, and then I just replenish a lot more often from my food storage closet that I have upstairs. On my top shelf, this is where I keep a lot of our snacks. So over here I have some peanut butter pretzels, which we are almost out of. I probably will get those for my husband for like my one grocery shopping in January. We have some graham crackers for my kids. And then up here we just have like a tiny little bit of pistachios that my husband likes to take for lunches. So he'll finish those off. Up here we also have some goldfish that I just refilled this container of. There's the graham crackers again. We have Cheez-Its. I have plenty more of those up in my food storage closet. Sorry, the glare is kind of bad, but these are chicken and biscuit crackers. These smaller containers I just use to refill with whatever crackers we happen to have on hand. I have a few Teddy Grahams down here, and again, I have more Teddy Grahams in boxes upstairs that I can replenish. We are low on raisins, but my kids haven't been eating these a ton, so they'll finish these off and then they'll just have a break from them for a while. And then we have plenty of trail mix as well as some more in like my backstock basket over here. So that's definitely something that we will probably move our snacking towards to make sure that we are eating that, because it is getting to be a little bit old. So I have my vegetable oil right here. I have my avocado oil right here. I am getting low on it, but I should have enough for this challenge, and then that'll just be something on my restock list. And then over here I have a thing of vinegar. I have more of that, another gallon of that upstairs. I have about half a gallon here, and then a big thing of coconut oil back here as well. Okay, and then next to my snacks I have this big basket, which is kind of like my restock basket, so we'll take a look in there. Okay, next to where my restock basket goes, I have back there in the corner, it might be hard to see, I have just a quart of shelf-stable whole milk. I think that is getting close to its expiration date, so we'll need to drink through that soon, and I need to buy a couple more to restock on that. We have our one open box of cereal. We usually just do this for snacks or treats. We don't usually eat it for breakfast. And then in this box, I don't actually have fruit snacks, but I have just some other snacks. I have some fruit snacks, I guess. So I have some fruit snacks, and I have fruit snacks and granola bars, and lots of times fruit leather in here. And I use this just to hold the snacks that I replenish my daughter's snack basket with. And then in my big restock basket, just where I kind of keep like some bigger, bulkier items. So I have this big thing of tortilla chips that we got from Costco. And then we have a few sleeves of Oreos that are left over from some Christmas baking. We have some Ritz crackers. I have more of those upstairs. I have my rice cakes, our leftover like bulk trail mix. There's also some extra bulk popcorn back here, and then I have some bags of caramels. So that's everything that I have in my backstock kind of boxes. Okay, moving down from the top shelf, my next shelf is kind of like my breakfast and lunch shelf, kind of my loose organization. So I have some protein powder. This isn't my favorite, so I'm just trying to figure out ways to use it. If you have a good protein powder recommendation that isn't insanely expensive, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm definitely looking for a good one. So also on the shelf I have oats, which I use for, to make oatmeal, baked oatmeal, and other kinds of recipes. Behind that I have a container of granola. This is just store-bought granola, but if we run out of that, I can make more. And then I also have my pancake mix. I know it's dark, hopefully it's probably not focusing, but back behind those I just have a couple other bags of some oats that I got on clearance. And then I also have, this is where I have our maple syrup for pancakes. Right here is just some country gravy mix. Looks like I'm almost out of that. So that's something that I probably need to put on my restock list. Next to those, I have just our honey, and these are steel cut oats. We've had these for a while, so I definitely need to put that on our menu to have for some breakfasts during this challenge so that I can make sure we eat those before they go bad. Up here, this is just a small thing of powdered sugar that we have out when we have German pancakes. And then down here, I have 2 muffin mixes. I have a couple more muffin mixes upstairs, but I like to keep a couple down here just so that they're easy to grab to make quick, easy breakfasts. Next to this, in this blue container, I have packages of oatmeal. I have plenty more of this upstairs. This is something that is always a quick, easy default for breakfast for my kids. Most of them are the lower sugar kind, and I've just bought these when they have gone on sale or clearance at my Kroger store. Back behind that, I have these packages of the Carnation Instant Breakfast, just for when that sounds good. And then underneath I have a container of Ovaltine, which is my husband's favorite for chocolate milk. Up here in the front, this is just my bread basket. Currently I have some hamburger buns and just a little tiny bit of bread. I have more in my freezer. And then some cheese salad toppings. Don't know why those are in there. Okay, then behind my bread basket, I have 2 jars of hot chocolate. This one is a candy cane hot chocolate. And then behind it is just a regular hot chocolate. We buy them in big bulk canisters from Costco, and then I just decant into these because they fit much better in my pantry. We live in Montana, and it is very cold in the winters, and so my girls and I drink this a lot. And then on top, I just have a few other like random packages for hot drinks. So I have some apple cider, some peppermint hot cocoa Ghirardelli, and some regular hot cocoa Ghirardelli, and then some Target brand cinnamon hot cocoa that I've just gotten like as gifts or random things. Next to that, I have 1 box of brownie mix. Again, I like having at least one of these down, usually just one of these down here, so I can have a quick dessert that doesn't take long to make. Next to that, I'm trying to lean out of the way so you can see better. I have a 12-pack of ramen is kind of in this box, and then on top are a few other packages of ramen. I recently just brought this big box down from our food storage, this 12 count box down from our food storage, because we were getting a little bit low on our individual packets. And then over here I have some soup toppings and rice. So I have oyster crackers here that we like to put on top of soups, as well as some tortilla strips that we like to put on top of different kinds of chili. Next to that I have, this is, again, kind of hard to see, but this is wild rice blend. And then I have some white rice and brown rice right down here. And then this is my scoop for my Instant Pot, so I can measure out my rice. And then behind those things, I have 1 box of rice-a-roni. I have 2 boxes of pasta-roni. We usually do this for lunch a couple times a month. And then back behind that, I have a few boxes of mac and cheese. This is my kids' favorite, and we definitely only have a couple of those. So I will need to put that also on my stock up list for when they go on sale. Okay, moving down from like my breakfast and lunch shelf. This is my baking shelf where I keep a lot of my supplies that I use for baking. Okay, so here I have my flour just in a big container. I do keep bulk bins of it here in my pantry so I can refill this as needed. This is just much more manageable when I'm doing just my daily baking. And then behind that, I have a container for Bisquick. Here I have my sugar. Behind it, I have a container for powdered sugar and brown sugar. Here I have baking soda and cocoa powder. And then these two containers have salt and baking powder. They're labeled on the top. Behind my baking soda and cocoa powder, I have cornstarch. I am getting low on that. I don't cook a ton with it, but if there is a recipe, that might be something that I need to buy during the pantry challenge. Here I have cream of tartar. It's almost gone. I don't use this a ton, usually just around Christmas time. So before next Christmas, I will get some more of that. And then over here, I have my big thing of chocolate chips. These are semi-sweet. And then back here, this big container is powdered dry milk, which I use in a couple roll recipes and bread recipes, as well as to make this super sauce mix, which I shared about in a neighbor gift video. I can link that down in the description below if you're interested in seeing that. This is just a dry mix to make homemade like cream of chicken soup. So I like always having that on hand. These are just mini chocolate chips. I like to have these on hand usually for muffins is what I use those most in. And then over here, I have peanut butter. It's open and only maybe halfway full. Coconut flakes, vanilla, molasses. Back in the back, I have corn syrup. I also have some peppermint, what's this called? Peppermint extract, cornmeal, chow mein noodles, and then back behind that in the very back, I have a canister of brown gravy mix and a canister of taco seasoning. Back there, I also have breadcrumbs. Up here, I have a big thing of popcorn kernels. Here, I just have a box that has different mixes in it. So I have like a Chex Mix, enchilada, Alfredo, au jus gravy mix. I also have a couple packages of microwave popcorn. And then back here underneath the breadcrumbs, I also have a thing of shortening. Okay, and then moving down from my baking shelf, this is like my ingredient shelf where lots of times I'll pull things from. So it's usually cans and packages to make different dinners. So over here I have a can of like spaghetti, red sauce. Again, I have more of these upstairs. This is just kind of where I can pull from as I'm making dinner. I just keep 1 or 2 on hand of things that I use often, and then I replenish those from my upstairs. So I have one of those, and then I have some of my home canned and home bottled fruit. So I have 2 things of peaches right now and a thing of pears. Again, I have more of those upstairs. I also usually have some applesauce down here, but I haven't replenished down here yet. Over here, I have a couple of those neighbor jar gifts that I did in my video. This one is what is this one? Oh, this one is an applesauce bread, and this one is cornbread. So those, I just have sticky notes on top with the directions for how to use them. Okay, and then this side of my pantry is all just for cans. So up here on the top in the way back, I have 1 can of Great Northern white beans. I have some canned oranges, some canned pineapple, a couple cans of diced green chilies, 1 can of green enchilada sauce, salsa verde. I have 1 evaporated milk down here. I have a cream of celery and a frozen chicken noodle soup for my children. And then I also have 1 box of almond milk back there. Down here on the bottom, this is mostly tomato products and soup. So I have a few petite diced tomatoes. These ones are the Southwest style, so they have like jalapenos and peppers in them. And then I have a couple more diced tomatoes that have like roasted garlic and onion in with them. I have a few cans of just the 8-ounce tomato sauce cans. I have 1 just small can of tomato soup. I have a bigger like progressive tomato basil soup, and then I have 4 more like larger soups back here that are the Campbell's Chunky brand. Most of them, I think there's a couple chicken noodle and a couple chicken pot pie. And those are just quick lunches for our family where I can just pour a can of this in a pot, heat it up, make a couple of like grilled cheeses, and then we're good for lunch for my whole family. So next to my cans over here, this corner is all pasta. So this bigger container I have angel hair in, then I have a container of elbow noodles, and then I have a container of penne pasta. This is a basket where I keep just like my boxes or bags of pasta. I am getting a little bit low in here. I have more upstairs that I can replenish this with, but this one I have, let's see. So in this one I have some cavatappi. I think that's like the bigger corkscrew, like pigtail kind. I have a package of rigatoni, and then I have a package of bow ties. And then back here in the back, I have a partial box of jumbo shells, and then some lasagna noodles as well. Okay, and then coming down from like pantry goods, my cans and my pasta shelf, this is the floor of my pantry. So you can kind of see this is a 5-gallon bucket with a Gamma Seal like spinner lid. This is full of sugar. I just recently refilled this. So this is 25 pounds of sugar. This is just a basket where I keep some snacks for my kids in. If they need a snack, they can just come to the pantry and get one of these. And then I have a basket that has my potatoes in it, our fire extinguisher. This is a bucket, another 5-gallon bucket with the Gamma Seal lid of flour. Again, I also just replaced this. So this is full of 25 pounds of flour. This basket just has leftover holiday baking things. Usually I use this basket if I'm like meal planning for the week. I want to like gather my ingredients for the different recipes. I'll usually just put them in here so I know that if I need something for dinner, it's probably just in this basket. And then back behind my flour bucket, I have another 5-gallon bucket with a Gamma Seal lid that has wheat berries in it. I haven't done this a ton recently, but I hope to get back into making homemade bread for my family and not buying it from the store. So when I do that, I make whole wheat bread and I grind my own wheat berries in order to get the whole wheat flour. Okay, so that's everything from the main pantry in my kitchen. Okay, next we're going to move on to the freezers. We'll just start with the freezer that's here in my kitchen. Here on top, I keep breakfasty things. So it looks like I have like one breakfast burrito, and then I have a couple of bags of pumpkin waffles. And then I also have a box of guacamole cups. I love freezing these, and then you can just stick them in a bowl of water and they thaw super, super fast. So if I'm having like a burrito or something for lunch, I can just pull one of these out to add that to my meal. And then way in the way back, I have a little bit of ground whole wheat flour. It goes rancid fast, so I keep it in my freezer after I've ground it. And then I also have extra like Ziploc bags that I use to hold things so that I can recycle them and use them again because they're still perfectly fine. And then I also keep a bag back there of veggie scraps for when I make chicken broth. Okay, my next shelf down, this one has a thing of cottage cheese. You can freeze cottage cheese. And it just a little bit, when you thaw it, it changes the texture. So this is best to have like in things and not just for like fresh eating. I don't really eat fresh cottage cheese anyways. So this I can use in lasagna or in a quiche or in like cottage cheese pancakes or a bunch of other things. I just didn't get around to eating it and using it when I bought it a couple months ago. And so I just stuck it in here so that I have it when I need it. Back here, I have a box of popsicles and frozen Go-Gurts. Over here on top, I have a loaf of homemade bread. Underneath, I have a loaf of Italian bread that I got on clearance. And then in this thing, this is a super cube, 1 cup size. And in here, I have some chopped frozen celery and chopped frozen carrots for to easily add to dinners. Down here, this is mostly my frozen potato shelf. I have tater tots and some like hash brown O'Brien potatoes. Those are partially opened. Behind that, I have 1 bag of tater tots and then 3 more bags of the diced hash browns. I also have some green chilies. I got in like a really big jar from Costco and they were going to go bad before I could use them. So I froze them in a 1/2 cup size super cube. So now each one of these blocks is 1/2 cup of green chilies, which is about one of the 8-ounce cans or so. So I can just throw those in recipes where I need them. And then back here, I have some, they're like chicken pillows, except I used them with some leftover beef roast that I had. So I just keep these in here for quick and easy lunches. Next, I have this drawer that has like my frozen fruits and veggies. So I have some tropical fruit that we use for smoothies. I have some broccoli, which I only really use like once a year when I make broccoli cheese soup, so I should probably put that on my list to make. I have some spinach that I put in a lot of soups and recipes. I have some cut green beans, which again we don't really eat. These were both from misorders, from pickup orders. Back here I also have some frozen corn that we need to eat through because this one's open, as well as a couple other packages of that. And then I have some Food Saver bags of peaches from this summer that were too soft and too ripe to can, but I didn't want to just throw them away, so I froze them so that we can use those in smoothies. Okay, underneath that is like my lunch drawer, where I just have quick frozen options for lunches. I have a big thing of chicken nuggets that we haven't opened yet. You saw me buy these a couple months ago when they were on a good sale. I also have some bags of frozen French fries. This one is one that's open. And then we have one more that is not open yet. And then I have just a couple pieces left of this rotisserie chicken breast strips. I do need to make sure I finish eating this during this challenge for sure, because this is definitely getting to be older. I have 1 bag of mini egg rolls, and then I have a handful of Hot Pockets left from when I bought them earlier this summer. Okay, and then here in my door, in my bottom 2 shelves in my door, I have 6 pounds of butter. I buy this when it's on sale. It freezes wonderfully. When I'm getting low in my fridge, I pull some of these out, stick them in my fridge, and they just thaw in the fridge when I'm ready to use them, and they work just fine. This one, I have ice blocks, ice packs, a few extra Ziploc bags to reuse. And I also have a small thing of yeast. This is what I use. This is what I pull out instead of pulling out my big bag of yeast when I'm baking and making breads. Then I have one more shelf up here at the top. This is where I have my open bag of yeast as well as a sealed bag of yeast. And then from this open one, I refill that little yeast container just so I'm not getting this out and spilling yeast everywhere all the time. So that's everything that I have in my small freezer. Let's go look at my big deep freezer as well. Okay, so here's my deep freezer. I just keep this, we just have this in our garage. So in here I have more bags of frozen fries from when I got those on sale. I also have some frozen bread products. So I have some hamburger buns, a loaf of store-bought bread, and then I have some more of the hash brown potatoes. And then over here, this is where I keep like leftover meals or like quick, easy, like frozen dinner kind of things that are homemade. So in here I have some pulled pork that we could just thaw, put on buns, have a quick, easy dinner. And then I also have 2 bags of pre-cooked shredded chicken in 2-cup containers. This is what I do with my rotisserie chickens when I buy them from Costco that you guys have seen me do a million times before. Also in here I have 2 packages of this frozen sausage ravioli. I have 4 frozen pizzas just for quick, easy dinners. I bought those when they were on sale. I have a package of tortillas. I have some frozen chicken breasts. I just put those in a Ziploc bag. There's 2 breasts in there. I got a big ham when they were on sale here at Christmas time. Just stuck it in the freezer because I wasn't sure what our Christmas plans were going to be, but we ended up eating at my parents'. So I just have this. I can either save this for Easter or we can just have another like ham dinner sometime during this challenge. And then down here I have 4 boxes of pie crusts. That's enough to make my chicken pot pie recipe 2 times because each of my recipes make 2 pies. And these were on sale and I hadn't seen them on sale or in stock for a while. So I grabbed enough for me to make 4 chicken pot pies for my family because that's one of our favorites. Down here I also have some carb balanced tortillas. And then over here I have 3 packages just of these jalapeno pepper jack burgers. These are super quick. These are easy for super quick dinners. And then next to it, I just bought a 10-pound bag of chicken breasts when they were on sale at Costco. This box, I have 2 things of breakfast sausage, a thing of hot dogs, of Costco hot dogs, and then some of these Hot Link sausage hot dogs as well. Okay, this green bag has some shredded frozen cheese in here. It looks like I have I just have 1 bag of frozen cheese. So if that goes on sale, that's probably something that I will purchase because I don't usually get this low. And going to the Pantry challenge, I know for sure we'll go through quite a bit of cheese. So if that does go on sale, that is something that will be on my buy list. Okay, underneath the cheese, I have a box that has some of the Adele's chicken sausage. I have some of the roasted garlic and Gruyere, and I have some of the pineapple bacon. I also have just a couple big links of the smoked sausage. And then underneath that, I have a big bag that has different beef cuts in it. My uncle is a cattle rancher, and so I am able to get lots of different beef cuts from my mom, who purchases a cow from my uncle, from her brother. So this just has like steaks, roasts, cube steak. I don't even know. There's quite a bunch of different things in there. So I need to definitely go through that bag, make a list of what I have, and then come up with some recipes to use that with. And then this bag over here just has ground beef. So I have it in like 1-pound packages, 1.5 pound or 2-pound packages. And I have quite a bit of that in here as well. So that's everything that I have in my deep freezer. Let's go check out my backup food storage pantry upstairs. Okay, here's my food storage closet that we just turned one of our coat closets into food storage because our pantry was much smaller than in our old house. So let's just go through and I'll show you kind of what I have in here. The lighting isn't the greatest, but hopefully you'll still be able to see okay. So up here across the top are all of my home canned and home jarred things. So I have things like green tomato salsa, regular red salsa. I have pears, peaches, and applesauce. Over here, these are all of my like canning supplies and food storage supplies. So I have 2 water bath canners, a big stock pot, a food saver, accessories for those things, an extra baking dish. This one all just has like all of my rings and my lids and stuff. I have some apple peelers. Over here are different attachments for my mixer and my wheat grinder. This white box has like our ice cream making supplies. Over here in the corner, this is where I have additional of those 5-gallon buckets. This side all is wheat. Wheat lasts for a really, really long time. So I stocked up on it when prices were low because I knew that prices of wheat were going to go super high just with different worldwide events. So I bought it while it was low, and this should last us many, many years before I should need to restock on any of that. Over here, this tower of buckets is things that I go through more often. This one with the blue lid is oats. Underneath it is rice. I just keep packages of rice like this, just because we don't go through rice fast enough to buy it in like big bulk quantities before it would go bad. So I just buy it in smaller bagged quantities, and then I just keep that in a sealed bucket to keep pests out. And then down there on the bottom, you probably can't see it, there is a bucket of sugar. And then I also usually have a bucket of flour in here, but I recently emptied out my bucket of flour and replaced it with my full one that's down in my regular pantry. And so I need to refill that empty bucket with 25 pounds of flour, and then I'll stick that here on this stack so that I have some. And then over here, just some other things I have on hand. You guys saw me purchase these when they were on sale at Costco. The Cheez-Its we go through usually about 1 box a month, but we've gone through less of that recently. So this still has 1 bag in it, and then this box down here hasn't been opened. I have an extra box of Otter Pops that I got as a gift this summer, an extra thing of vegetable oil. Back here you can see an extra thing of vinegar. And then over here, this is dark, but I have 2 bottles of Sprite as well as some Powerades for when people are sick. And then up here, this top shelf is mostly snacks, a few baking things, and just kind of like my random items. So I have some caramel sauce for a dessert that I like to make. I have 1 chicken dipping sauce, 1 ketchup, a couple of barbecue sauces. I have 3 canisters of hot chocolate. This is some everything but the bagel seasoning. I have a smaller container that I refill from this when that gets low. I have 2 more packages of the tortilla strips since we like those for soups. Back here in the back, I have a couple boxes of microwave popcorn, as well as a box of fruit snacks that I got on sale. Here are some more graham crackers. I have a regular and then 2 cinnamons. I have a big box of Ritz crackers that I got at Costco, and then I just take downstairs a couple of rolls at a time. I still have some of these Teddy Grahams from my Kroger store. I have a big thing of club crackers. Again, I just take down a few individual packages to keep downstairs in our snacks. Back here in the back, I have different boxes of cereal. This whole section back here is boxes of cereal. And then on top of those, I have different boxes of instant oatmeal pouches. Back here behind my club crackers, I have a box of Bisquick. So when my canister downstairs is empty, I will use this to refill it. I have another package of rice cakes and a thing of saltine crackers for in case somebody is sick. I have a little bit of pancake mix left in here. Again, I refill my canister downstairs from this. And then I have this 3-gallon ice cream bucket and another one back there in the corner that you can't see. And then in this one I have brown sugar, and the other one I have powdered sugar. And I just buy them in the individual 2-pound packages and store them in these buckets, again, to keep pests out. If you remember my great deals from Halloween, these are 2 boxes of Fruit Leathers and then 2 boxes of applesauce pouches. These don't expire until next summer, some of them even next fall. We've already eaten through 1 package of applesauce and 1 package of Fruit Leathers since I bought these at the beginning of November. And then back behind these, I don't want to move them, is a box of cartons of almond milk. So I just have those kind of right back behind this. Down to my next shelf, this has a lot of canned things as well as some baking items. So here's a basket that has all different kinds of chocolate chips. And then back here I have different baking things. I have some salt, cocoa powder, I have baking powder. I also have baking soda back there. Back here in the corner I have 2 big boxes of the Ghirardelli brownie mix. On the other side of those boxes I have a big variety of different flavors of cake mixes. I always buy those when they're on sale. because they're just good to have on hand to make cakes, or you can make cookies from them. On top of the brownies in the back, you might not be able to see, I have a thing of like a cinnamon coffee cake or cinnamon muffin mix. And then I also have a graham cracker pie crust over there. I keep a few boxes of different flavors of pudding, again, to make birthday cakes or some other cake recipes that my family likes. Over here, I have an extra thing of vanilla. I have another jar of that SOS mix that I talked about downstairs. Behind that, I have a stack of sweetened condensed milk. And then behind that, I have a few large cans of pumpkin. Okay, and then over here, again in my canned goods, up here in the front, I have some tomato sauce, light and dark red kidney beans, Great Northern beans. And then behind those, I have some tomato sauce, larger cans of tomato sauce. This one up here, I have a whole flat of petite diced tomatoes, just regular. Down here, I have kind of 2 rows of the Southwest style, and then a row of some larger cans of tomato sauce. This flat down here is all cream of soups. So I have some cream of celery, some condensed cheddar cheese, some cream of potato, cream of mushroom. And then up here are just like regular soups again. More of the Campbell's chunky style. I have some of the Progresso soups back there, as well as one more of just a regular tomato soup. And then I have some of these salsa verde cans here. I have one package of these canned chicken tins from Costco. And then I have quite a few cans of evaporated milk. I have some more canned pineapple here. This is where I keep my powdered broths. So I have a big thing of chicken, since that's what I use the most. And then I have a couple of smaller boxes of just the beef cubes, since I don't use this nearly as often. I have some popcorn oil for a recipe that I like to make with pretzels. And then I have quite a few jars of peanut butter. And then down here, this is mostly home canned things, as well as some tomato products. So this all the way back is 1 row of applesauce, plus I have the additional ones that I have up at the top of my closet. This is a whole row of pears. These are dried onion flakes. I bought way too many in the bulk section at Winco, so those are just hanging out in here until I need them. These 2 rows all the way back are peaches. I have a couple of smaller jars of applesauce for gifting or for smaller recipes. Over here, I have some of my green tomato salsa in these smaller cans. And then I have more peaches right here in these larger quart jars. Next to it, I have some home canned banana peppers. Next to that, I have some jars of home canned red salsa, as well as just a jar of paste salsa. I have 3 cans of tomato paste up here. These are all jars of pizza sauce. It looks like I have 6 of those left from that's the first time I canned those this year, and they are very, very good. I have 3 jars of Alfredo sauce here. And then the rest of those all the way to the back are all different kinds of jarred, like red pasta sauce. And then next to that pasta sauce, I have like bulk long-term food storage. So I have things like oats, rice, wheat berries, in these boxes there and down here. Down here, I have some different kinds of Ziploc bags. And then this shelf is all pasta of all different kinds of shapes and sizes. And then in the back, I also have 2 12-count boxes of ramen. So that's everything that I have up here in my longer term food storage. So that is everything that I have in my freezers and my pantry and my longer term food storage pantry. And we're going to try and eat through that as much as we can. Try to go to the grocery store the least amount of possible over the next month or 2. So make sure if you're interested more in seeing kind of what I'm doing, what kind of meals I'm making, how I'm doing this, make sure to like this video and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.